Okay, so the first thing I want to do, I'm going to be doing what I'm going to call walking pajamas. Okay, I'm going to create some pajamas. Or pants, whatever you want. Create. Polygon, we'll just create a cube. Okay, and mine's quite small because of the way I have my grid set up. Okay, and... Okay... Basically, I have my grid set up so that each one of these squares represents like 10 centimeters or something. I don't know if that's important right now, but just making a grid. I'm just going to go in, I'm going to give myself some subdivisions in width. Okay, great, something like that. And let's just grab, say, come on, this edge, this edge, this edge. Why is my edge loop selection not working very well? Okay, whatever. Great, I'm just going to squeeze those in, and my soft selection's on. The freaking hell. I double clucked on something. Gotta squeeze those in. Okay, great. And here, let's just grab vertices and just do it like this. It's a little bit faster. Okay, do something like that. Okay, cool. Maybe, actually I won't do it yet. I'll take this, and I can go ahead and I can hit extrude. Boop. Pull these down here. And I'm just trying to make a quick pair of pants. Divisions, 1, 2, 3. Okay, good enough. And I'll just go and make this squish down. This is going to be my knee area. Okay, I need my knee area to have at least 3 sections in it. Okay, to control it when I go and I put in joints. All this is about, this whole little tutorial, all it's about is putting in joints just enough so that you learn how to put joints in. And I could put in one over here. Maybe I'll save that. Just to kind of get a basic, really simple understanding of joints. Okay, so don't expect anything huge. But there might be a little bit mind-blowing if you haven't used Maya before, you haven't used any 3D packages before. Whoop! Okay, I'll do something like that too, because my knee is going to kind of bend, and I kind of feel that this shape will be good, and this one here is going to squish up a bit. Okay, great. And let's just go in here. I'm going to get rid of the faces on the other side. Oh, you bastard! My double clicking isn't as good as it used to be. Okay, good. So I'll call that a relatively good pant leg to start off with. Okay. It needs a little bit more shapeage. Maybe, you know, like for my thigh, that could come up a little bit. Okay, I can maybe pop in an extra edge loop down here around the bottom. Okay, something like that. Okay, great. Just see how it looks when I hit 3. Okay, I'm okay with this. Nothing super crazy special, but it's good enough. Okay, and I'll just pull my bottom out a bit. Always bum jokes. I don't know why, but there's always bum jokes when I... And maybe right around the top here I could pop in another edge loop. I'll pop a loop here. Okay. Okay, great. And let's just hit 1. Okay, so this is pretty blocky. If this is a pair of pants, this is pretty blocky pants. It looks like I'm playing frickin' Minecraft or something. I'm just going to kill the history, freeze out my transformations. And I'm going to make sure I'm in the polygon section. I'm just going to go mesh. I'm going to hit smooth. So I give myself some more geometry. It'll look almost like it looks when I hit 3. As a matter of fact, when I select it and I hit 3, it'll look even slightly better. They'll look very similar because there's more geometry here. Wonderful. Okay, so let's just hit 1 again. And I'm happy with that. I could go in here and I could, if I really wanted to, I could go in and put in kind of wrinklage. Okay, wrinklage in my pants. Do little things like this. And oh, it looks like I've got a wrinkle in the back behind my knee. If you want to model those in, you could put in more if you wanted to. But you want to keep this really relatively simple. Okay. Anything else in here I can elaborate on? No, I don't think so. I'm just going to kill my history. So there's the modeling part done. I'm going to mirror it over in a second. If you want to see how it looks, you want to keep going on this thing and doing a big elaborate model, I might do something like duplicate special. Whenever I come into duplicate special, I hit edit, reset settings, just because I do a lot of crazy things in here. And I model this so it's on the x-axis. So if I type in -1, in the scale in X, because I can see this lined up with X here. Remember, these columns are X, Y, Z. And if I go ahead and hit duplicate special, boop, it pops it on the other side. And that new normal issue thing, well, whatever. I'm having it this time. Sometimes if you see this as all black, it's because the normals are considered inside out. And I'm just going to leave this as, how about we go down to Legacy Default Viewer, and then we're fine as we're modeling and blocking things out. Okay, so I'm happy with that, and again, I can tweak, and remember, I can get all styly. I could pull this out a little bit. Maybe if I go and I switch to these ones here. Oops. Grab that. Ooh. Yeah, maybe I want to make it look like I've got calves underneath my pants and scale that in a bit. I don't know. Maybe I want to have those hipster pants, and maybe I make it a little bit tighter. Okay, whatever. Here, and I'm holding down Control, and that just scales on 2 axes at once, because I'd hate those stupid little panel things. Those panel things drive me nuts. Okay, so you can do whatever you want at this little restaurant, and we'll call that good enough. Okay, what time is it? We're on the 6-minute mark. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lay out my UVs. I'm just going to go and when I want to lay out my UVs, let's take a look in the UV texture editor. Yay! My UVs suck. Okay, you can see they just totally suck. So what I'm going to do, I typically go over here to create UVs based on camera. Boop. Okay, and also make sure you delete your history and freeze your transformations before you do this. And you can see them here. I'm just going to go in and do something like that. I just went and put on, hit this button so I can see my border edges. Okay, so I can kind of see where I'm going to cut. So I'm going to cut around here, and I'll just hit cut. And I'm going to go double click on this edge loop. You notice that if you find the edge loop that you want here, as soon as it hits there, it cuts, right? So it's going to cut through that. But strangely enough, when you're in the UV texture editor and you double click on an edge, boop, when it hits that, it stops, because that knows the difference between the two shells. I kind of like that. That's the thing about the Maya 2015 I like. Kind of whiny about 2015. There's some things that make me angry. I'm just going to take this piece down here, and I'm going to take those edge loops and I'll cut them. And you can see that they're cut down here. What if I go and I grab those? No, I guess that's not going to work. This one, and this one. I can grab every other one if I want to, and I'll just hit sew, and it sews them together. Now I've got 4 shells right here. If I go in and I grab a UV and I go to shell, grab this UV, go to shell. I'm just holding down Control and going to shell. Okay, so there's my pants all broken up, and if I put on the little texture thing to kind of see what's going on, and I can't see that in here because I'm not in viewport 2. Okay, and suddenly when I'm in viewport 2, I can see this just fine. Okay, whatever. Anyway, if I grab all the UVs and I just hit the little layout button, remember, if you right-click on the button, the options show up, and if it doesn't say Unfold 3D, you're screwed! Ha ha ha! I'm just going to go ahead and hit Apply and Close. Boop! And it just went and it laid out my UVs roughly, so everything's pretty even here. Okay? And because I'm going to call this Walking Pajamas, I want to have a texture. So let's just take this. I'm going to kill the history. You can either do one of 2 things here. You can either go in and grab the 2 objects, go Mesh, Combine, and then kill the history, merge components. And you got to watch out your merge components that the vertices join together. Okay. Sometimes if you don't hit merge components, if they're too close, they might merge more vertices than you intend. But I just used the default settings on merge components. Okay, so they're together. Great. Let's take one more look in the UV texture editor. Everything's kind of laid out. Okay, cool. Grab all the UVs. I'll hit the layout again. Now you can see my pajamas all over the place. That sounds kind of funny. Anyway, maybe I want to take this thing. I'll just move and sew, hitting the move and sew button right here. Bonk! Okay, so I've got more pieces. I can hit layout. And I could arrange these a little bit differently if I want to. But what I'm really into right now is I want some kind of texture on here, and I was thinking I could put on pants or whatever, but that takes a while. What I'm going to do is pajamas, so I'm going to get some kind of pattern. I'm just going to pause this for a second. Okay, so I just came back and I just found a pattern. I thought I was looking for pajama patterns, and I was trying to find something kind of clever and maybe funny. Okay. I'm just going to go in. We've got Lambert 1 on here. No one likes to hear about Lambert 1. I'm just going to go in and I'll put on like Blinn. Boop! Middle clock. And I just put on a Blinn. And I'm just going to go find this image here I got for the color. And I'm going to get myself a file texture, and I'm going to go browsing. And here, let's just go and figure out where the hell I was. Boop! I'm just going to do this a little bit off screen so that, why, I don't know what. Modify, where the hell was I when I just saved this stupid thing off screen? There we go. Boop. There. Great. Find that somebody was selling t-shirts, and I thought, hey, that's a great little pattern right there. So I've put this on here, and you can see that here, this is quite big, and this looks kind of strange, but we want kind of a pajama pattern. I was going to use little bunnies, and I just said, no, let's do one of my favorite topics. Oop. So let's go in here, and I'm just going to turn off that. We can see this thing here in the background. We can go and hit dim image, because then we can see better. Hit dim image there. If I take the texture here, like I could make it tiling some other clever way, but I'm going to go in here to the Place 2D texture, and my attribute editor is stuck on the back. I freaking hate that. And if I go to the Place 2D texture node, repeat UV, I could say, let's repeat 10, tab 10, and so now I get this repeating over and over again. 10 by 10, that's not enough. 20, tab 20. There we go. So now I've got my very own Harper pajamas. And I can move my UVs around to make them fit better. I could texture on a seam if I really wanted to. I could do a bunch of elaborate things, but I'm going to call this good enough for what we need. Okay? Remember, you can texture this any way you want to. You could actually, when you're in the UV texture editor, you can go polygons, you can go UV snapshot, and go into Photoshop with your UVs. Take that into Photoshop and put on your own texture. Okay. And what are we at? The 12:43 mark. I'm going to call this done. I'm just going to kill the history, and I'll call this PJs. Actually, I guess I should do PJS. Okay, great. Something like that. Or pants. Whatever I want to call it. And I'll just hit enter. I've deleted my history, froze my transformations, and I'm good for rigging next.